home, and home should be respected. East or west, home is always the best. So guys, let's focus on building our nation. We need Morera is one of us. Please let's amplify our voices for us to be heard. Let's talk for one of us. Let's stand with one of ours. We are on our own. Politicians are not one of us. How many times do I have to call Wilioeba to remind you that? Oh, thanks. Thanks sana KD. Afrocentric.
Sema.
Yo, wewe uko na ujanja ingine?
Gani?
Ebu inject tukusikie, uache kusema gai hapa.
I've been injecting all night. Haujanisikia?
Mimi sija inject kwani?
Umeinject. Doing good job. Doing a good job. Nimeona hapa owned by Russia.
Yes, my brother. My brothers and sisters.
Yeah. Go ahead. We are going until the morning light. Ndo tuingie barabara kama tunachachisha.
Nataka kusema hii mambo. I don't want... Unajua, my brother KD aliuliza ama alisema, I want to respond to that part. Alisema hajui mbona Morala alishikwa. The only reason Morala alishikwa is the biggest fear ya the government and the people in power ni maandamano. This is the only language they get. If you look at timeline ya Morala, I think 14 or 15 hours ago, alisema, after kuona hii story ya Bruce, alisema, we have to go to the streets. This cannot wait. Whatever happened to Bruce, alisema, this cannot wait. If you can go back to his Twitter, alisema, this cannot wait. And that within 2 hours, he was arrested. Then we have to psychoanalyze these people. This is the only language they get. Sisi kwa streets. Sisi kwa streets. This is why Murara was arrested. Alisema, after seeing what happened to Bruce, I was trying to sleep last night. I couldn't. How would I sleep like that? Ukiona mtu anafanya hivyo. And your own people. By your own people. That is what Ruto is afraid of. Us kwa streets. This is the only language they get. We have to live there. We have to stay there. And I know you guys, especially mimi nakwambia niko diaspora. Kwa hiyo wenye wako nyumbani, I know this is too much to ask. But this is the only language that itatoa mshenzi. This murderer, this killer, mtu anatuuza, this slave master. This is the only language he gets. Us for streets. Na namwambia again, he had to resign tomorrow, today. If he doesn't, 1 month, he's going to be gone. Kutuua, we are not afraid of. All of us takufa. We are not afraid of dying. We are not. Death is a fact. All of us, we are going there. Every day you wake up, you're nearing your death. So kutuua is not something that we're afraid of. Try. See how far you go. Ruto has to go tonight, not tomorrow, tonight, today. Na kutuua, kutuambia sijui kutuuzia fear, that's done. Tumechoka. Hii ujinga unafanya. Nini unafanya? Nini? What's wrong with you as a human being when you think being a slave master is a thing in 2024? 2024. Ruto, nini unafanya? This person we cannot reason with. This person is a psychopath, sociopath, a mentally ill person. who values only money. His only money. It's not even his own kids. His only money. We are not dealing with a normal person, my brothers and sisters. This person is not a normal person. Nasemi yeye, nasema kila mtu, everybody who is a political person who has been a part of the problem that we've been having in this country. You are not a normal person. All of you, you get into your stupid heads. Hii wazimu mnafanya, we are coming. We are coming. We are coming. And this will not work. Unaishi wapi? Where will you live? You think we are slaves in different countries that you're going to move there because you're rich and you live well? No. Nchini yetu. Nchini yetu. Hakuna kwenye utatupeleka. Utuue, utatuzika huko. And our kids, our future will remember who we are, what we did. Ruto, this is your time to resign tonight. Not tomorrow, tonight. We are 35 million people. Your maximum 5,000 people in this country. Utaishi wapi? All those your goons, unaishi wapi? All those cops unaua watu, unaishi wapi? We know you. Utaishi wapi? Tell me. Kama nyinyi wote mtaenda nini? Mtaenda the west. Nyinyi wote muone huko. Mtaachia nani? Ile zituliiba Kenya, hizo shamba mnaiba. Mtaenda nazo state. Mtaenda nazo UK. Hakuna kwenye unaenda. This is your last time to get the fuck out of our country. Resign. Resign tonight. Not tomorrow, tonight. Thank you, my brothers and sisters.
Asante, pure injection. Ruto, the illegitimate president, must resign. And since June, even if we go back home, we get off the street, there will always be tension between us, the citizenry, and the state, because of their gross misconduct, their bad governance, and how they have chosen to run the country. These are thugs. These are mafias. The cartels have the system. Point blank. The cartels have the system. And they want to suck Kenya dry. Vampire diaries, as Morara calls it. These are vampires. They are sucking the lifeline out of Kenya in the next 20 years. Because now we're now in the 12th year of Ururuto government. There will be nothing. The only development is Kibaki's. That's the only thing we can show. We can say Kibaki hapa alitupatia free education. Amejenga Thika superhighway, amefanya hivi. It's all Kibaki projects. But since then, it has been pure thuggery, self-enrichment. Hiyo acronym tumepatiwa ni gani? What is it in for me? With me. Inaendaje hiyo acronym tumepewa sahii?
Wamesema ni WIIFM. What's in there for me?
What's in it for me? With me. With me. Yeah? That's what this mtu wetu politics is about. Yeah? And I do not know about you, but there's a documentary which opened my eyes on Facebook. It's not even a documentary, it's just journalism. Someone showed Kibaki's brother and sister. I think it's still on YouTube after 10 years of being president of Kenya. And then you realize you guys are voting for someone because they're your tribe. You want to vote for someone because it's your brother and sister. This does not affect, it does not affect your own stature and your own livelihood. We need good leaders who would come in and do what they're supposed to do, run the country the way it's supposed to be run, improve the economy, improve, bring in foreign exchange, increase exports, industrialize the country, build roads, build bridges, build schools. That's the kind of leaders we want because the money is there. We have the money. Wanjigi came and gave us here a pure breakdown showing that we have been paying a fictitious, odious debts. We've been taking on, we've been borrowing money. Na tujui hiyo pesa inaenda wapi. Money is being stashed overseas. I feel like I've reached the threshold of anger. I have reached the brim of pain. I've reached, like, I cannot get any more. Like, no other story can make, I cannot get more angry than this. Like, I'm ready. Kenya is a keg of gunpowder waiting for a spark, and the country will implode and explode. And today we have to come on the streets. If you stay home, nakwambia, unity. We need unity across the board. If we do not unify, if we do not come on the streets, this impunity will continue. This anarchy of a police boss who is defying court orders. This impunity, orders from above. Now it's no longer laws. We are now under dictatorship. Whatever has been said above, whatever Ruto has said, whatever Faruk Kibet once did, huo ndo atapatikana kwa misitu. That's the person who will be dumped in a river. There is no law.
Bro,
There is no country.
Centric.
Yes.
Centric, my brother. Huyu jamaa thinks he's a king. Even in Kenya, we don't have, even in Africa, we don't have kings who run the whole country. That you can stop the prosecution of something, the judicial system of something, because of you are something. You, in your head, in your stupid head, you think you are anything. You're just a puppet, a moron, the slave trader. The people, even in 1940s, people like you were shunned because you're the sellout. And I'm talking to Ruto now because I know his morons are here listening. People like you need to die tonight, not tomorrow, tonight. This madness has and have to stop tonight. Hakuna unauza 55 million people in the richest country in the world on top of Congo. And you're selling us to be slaves. You will never live in peace. Your family, your lineage will be shunned. You'll be shunned for life. In Africa, you'll be that person as a Hitler. And I want you to get in your stupid head. We are done with this garbage. To where? We are dead. We are not ready. We're already dead. We are already dead. Kill us more. What else can you do? Kill us? We're already dead. Ruto need to go tonight. And I'm giving him a warning. By the end of this year, he will be gone. Choose what you do next. Unajua unatumia all the West psychology thing. The tools. The tools are worthless when you're fighting against 55 million citizens and you're 1,000 of you. You are the only one leading this. You are the one causing everybody to struggle, to cry. Women, grandmas, to cry. You're causing women to cry. Grandmas, grandpas, to cry for their own country. This will not end well for you. Get in your stupid head. Thank you.
Owned by Russia. I agree with your conclusion. Ruto must go. Ruto must step down tonight. This space is occasioned to discuss the methodology of how we will reach at this objective. And that is, guys, tomorrow we flood the streets. We need 1 million Kenyans on the streets. If we stay, by the way, I crunch data for a living. If we are still joking with each other, kama mjakasirika, if you still want to live under tyranny, by the way, why have you been spacing? Going to go space? Because we have, they're literally 3 stops. We must all journey. Observe. Stop number 1. Observe. We have all observed Morara being abducted. If you're not living under a rock, everyone is observed and is alive to this reality. Or Morara's freedoms have been taken. He's being held incommunicado, denied access to food, water, lawyers, friends, family, his wife, his children are sleeping tonight not knowing where their father is. And that could happen to you. See, you know what, by the way, if you think you're more popular or you have more notoriety than Morara, I don't know. But the government this is how blatant and how odious or audacious the government is. They have taken Morara. We have all observed that. 54 million Kenyans know this. The next step is decide. Now, why we're holding this space is for us to sink our thoughts on a course of action that we must all decide across this country that this enough is enough. This cannot happen. It is unconstitutional. We must enforce the law. We must take to the streets and exercise our constitutional rights, which is embodied in our constitution. The people we shall come and present our petitions to the relevant authorities. At CPD, we must gather all of us. We have to decide. But we have some people who are still stuck in observing, who want to come on spaces and still watch. Hey, watu wanafanya nini? Watu wanafanya nini? Oh, kunaendeleaje? Hey, wacha niruke TikTok. TikTok unasemaje? But now you need to personally, if you're a Kenyan and if you're concerned about the flag, if you're concerned about it, you need to decide. Tomorrow, I am going to CBD. I am showing up in the country. I'm going to show up for my country. And the last and the final course, once you make that mental choice, is action. Action. Wake up, take your flag, come to CBD. Act on that decision. Act upon it. And this is where we lose many, many Gen Zs. This is where we lose a lot of youth. No one wants to act. The other 2 weeks ago, KOT Sonko, mulisema munaenda kutokelezea, he was alone. Mpaka enda Kenya Archives. Nilikuwa nauliza KOT, hey, akuko anaangalia akina Jomo Kenyatta. Watu wajatokelezea. People are going about their business. But we cannot agree on a course of action if we are not going to act. This is what separates the boys from the men. This is what separates whether a country will live in chains of freedom. This is what separates whether we're going to have a second first world kind of systems and order in our country, or will remain impoverished as a country while a few elite families rule us. If we choose to act tomorrow, and me, I don't play this game. If I see watu kesho wajatokelezea, by the mtaniona hizi streets. I rather go option B. Option B is what the other guy was talking about. We Trojan horse. We infiltrate these systems. Tuingie NYS, tuingie ODM, tuingie UDA, tuingie Wiper, and we infiltrate and we bring change from within. But this thing of calling us to the streets, that tutokelezei, and then individuals get shot, one individual gets kidnapped, Toria gets endangered, that is what I do not agree with. But kesho ni streets, and this government has already shown us impunity. They will sodomize you, they will abduct you, watakuweka kwa kunia, watakutupa kwa misitu. You'll be found floating on a river. You'll be found decapitated, cut into many pieces. Shakahola is there. Like, what else do you want to see? We've already observed what it is to live under a Ruto regime. This man has killed. He's a ICC suspect. Everyone kina Yebei, everyone who witnessed has disappeared. Mnataka kuona nini? What else do you need to see? What else needs to happen to Kenya for you to take action? For you to decide, I'm coming to the streets. What else has to happen? Say enough is enough, and tomorrow. But if you think you want to do it in your own professional vein as a teacher, I'm waiting for Nat to call. I'm waiting for my SACCO to call. I'm waiting for the churches to go on strike. I'm waiting for the doctors to go on strike. I'm waiting for the nurses to go on strike. I'm waiting for KAA to go on. Manze, we will not make it. You will not make it. We have to all decide, all of us as Kenyans, that Ruto and his rotten regime must fall. And tomorrow, ni ile siku manze, let's not miss. We will not. One day it will be impossible for Toria to be here. It will be impossible for KOT to be here to have a platform like this. And once washa to mark, washajua wase ndo wanapiga kelele, oh ni huyu what they are going to do to Morara will be an example, so that the rest mkae chini, do not musimie pembe, mtawaliwe vizuri. That's what Faruk Kibet wants. Everyone who has met Faruk Kibet says he has the eyes of a murderer. Mtu anakuangalia hivi unajiona atakukumaliza maisha. But sisi ni wanaume kama hao. And tomorrow there has to be strength and safety in numbers. If you are tired of the status quo, I urge you to move from decision to action. Tomorrow, massive action. Every Kenyan on the street. Mr. Colore. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Colore?
yeah.
Yeah. Let's hear your thoughts. 2 minutes tafadhali. Na tunaanza ku hey.
Okay,
You have to tell us where you're going to.
I won't even take 2 minutes. I only have some very few comment. I want to say this, my friends, my fellow people. This country is ours, and we really need to do something before everyone gets hurt. We love Kenya, and nobody. You see, freedom is something that it's taken. It's something that we have to work for it. If we don't want to work for it, then we are not going to be given that opportunity. So it's today. If it's not today, then we won't take it again. So I want just to tell you, my people, let's go out and do something massive. Thank you.
Thank you, bro. Thank you so much for showing us you're coming out. Guys, it's gonna take moral courage. We need moral courage. Is Kenya bankrupt on moral courage? Is Kenya bankrupt on moral courage? Everyone says, hey, ningekuwa kwa gava na nione corruption is going on, I would have whistle blow. Do you know, to be a whistleblower, the amount of moral courage it takes to see corruption, to see dubious deals pass, to see Adani being buying JKIA na unanyamaza na unajua utapata kickbacks, to be in government, to have the safety of a salary, the security of getting a commission from and just to whistleblow. Do you know the moral courage it takes to make noise amid all the clamoring of money making? You can't even hear your own voice. But it takes moral courage. And we have had Kenyans who have whistleblown. The second is to see an injustice happen, moral courage, and to step in, to say, it is not right. And if you've seen that video of Mombasa, what has happened to Bruce, and some of you are saying, ningekuwa hapo, ningeingia vita. Ningekuwa hapo, ningepiga mse, wangekuwa mshikilia chini. I would not have allowed it. A week ago, we saw akina Hanifa. Women, moral courage. Karibu Boniface ashikwe. But walimdandia wakasema, you're not taking him, you take one of us, you've taken all of us. That's what it takes, moral courage to understand an injustice is happening, even if it does not affect me directly, but I will stand up against it. And that's what tomorrow we need Kenyans who understand moral courage to take to the streets. And I'm telling you, this conversation should have been over on June 25th. But we will keep having it as long as we remain in cowardice. If we remain coward and we remain in our rooms, in our bedrooms, in our bedsitters, in our homes, in our villages, we say, we are going to suffer. People will disappear. Watu watanyanyaswa. One by one. By the time tunafika 27, ataweka watu wake hapo IBC, watamannounce illegitimately, wataiba kura, and it will be another 5 years. So if this is the atmosphere you want to raise your kids in, if this is the atmosphere you want to have your business in, if this is the atmosphere you want to live your life, stay home tomorrow morning. Today, by the way. Stay home. But I'm hopeful that Kenya will, like kesho tutakuwa kwa streets. We have to. Simon, and then I'll come back to you, Russia, because Russia is becoming a dialogue between me and you. But Simon, shika mic, 2 minutes, inject. Simon. Okay, Simon can't hear me. Wangalambuzi. Hey, hizi majina kubwa.
Yo, mi niko hapa.
Aya, mic is yours.
Okay, thank you. Nafikiri nilikuwa nimesema kitu tayari afo.
Okay.
Nitasema kitu kidogo kwa sababu hawa wazee wanatuchukulia utoto. So tukienda tunajua kwamba hakuna mtu mwenye anaenda kule tunaenda kuandamana and all that, alafu wanakupata wanasema huyu mzee ako poa, hajafanya chochote, so hatutamfanya chochote. Ukienda namna gani, wakiamua kuua wanaua, wakitaka kuchukua wakupeleke wanakupeleka and all that. Sasa mimi nitakuwa kule na mimi nitakuwa na chupa zangu 3 za soda. Mtu confront kwenye kona, mimi nitapoteza chupa zangu 3. And hiyo inaonekana kama ni violence, but mimi sitapeleka violence kwa mtu. Mtu akikuja kwangu tutapambana, ndio nianiuwe kule. If we start dealing with these guys like this, they will think twice before coming for or going for anybody. Lakini wakijua tu kwamba wako pale, tutaenda tu na watenda whatever we want and then go, I think we should up this game. I think hawa jamaa wametuzoea, wanakuja wanafanya chochote, and I think we should not settle for that. Nitakana mtu akienda wanajua kwamba hawa tukiwaendea watareact. Sasa kama ule wakati wa kuenda kwenye parliament, kulikuwa na thousands and thousands of demonstrators. So wale polisi wenye walikuwa pale, let's say hata kama walikuwa kama 500, hiyo mtu tungekuwa hata na mawe turushe kule, tungesave nusu ya wale watu wenye walikufa kule. Na hawa polisi penye tumefikia wanatuchukua utoto, and we need to up our game. We do not take violence to them, but if they bring violence, they should not go scot-free. That's my take.
Nilikuwa ninasoma Jumbotron kidogo hapa. Big Koben. Okay, bro, kuja hapa na majina maajabu. Karibu niseme Big Kahuna in front of the whole nation.
Ndio huyo Big Kahuna.
Go ahead.
Kato Ben mwenyewe. Good morning, watu.
Top of the morning. Sema. We are ready to hear you.
Sasa tuende sasa juu sasa hii mambo hata sasa mtu anakasirika mpaka sasa hata yani unashangaa sasa ufanye nini? Unajaribu kuongea, unajaribu sasa hata hasira inakushindwa kuwa maintain, unaona? Like una sweat, unaoga, unalala, hakuna kitu inashikika, hakuna. So guys, tufanyeni mambo sasa, tumalizane na hii maneno. Kuna msee hapa alikuwa anasema ni KD, alikuwa anasema ati sijui to infiltrate. Yeah, there's no time for that nonsense. Ati kuinfiltrate, sijui kuingia kwa chama. Mpaka saa ngapi? We have the numbers. I just saw a post here that said tuna allow watu kama less than 500 1000 watusumbue kwa hii nchi. Kwa hiyo sisi ni wajinga kiasi gani?
I just gave us a suggestion. Please use it.
No, sorry. My bad. Sijasema wewe. Sijasema na wewe ni nonsense.
I don't speak nonsense.
I didn't say you spoke nonsense. I say
nonsense, you're in the wrong group. Everybody's giving their own suggestions.
Cool.
That's why I say it
so,
starts with
anyway,
me and you. You have to ask yourself, what is it in me for me?
Cool. Anyway, so the thing is, I think that will take too much time. So, but anyway, that's my opinion. You have your opinion. So yeah, it's now or never. This of infiltrating, it will take a lot of time. Till what year? Till what? 3 years, 2 years to become a police officer or to become a part of the.
So let me
it's
answer,
a lot of time. So
let me answer you to that.
It's fine. Let me finish. Then you'll answer. Let me finish. Then you'll answer. I'll give you a lot of time. We have to do it now. We have to do this thing now. Otherwise, we'll be always here saying, "Hey, okay, there's another way." If we have the numbers, we have the numbers. Let's leverage on that. If we can use that and have let's leverage on that. Let's be criminals for once and for all. Let's even those churches. Let's ban those churches. How long will it take to looking for those people? Why do you wanna look for the people? Why do you wanna harm people? Let's ban that church. Simple. Then where will people go? To their houses for churches? So you see, these things will take time. The solutions are now. Let's do something now. That's the best way to go about this. Otherwise, they look for ways to infiltrate. They look for ways to divide us. That's what happens. If we give it a lot of time, that's how they infiltrate. That's how they come into us. That's how they come into these spaces. That's how they divide us. That's how they abduct people and start offering them money. That's how they call those pastors and the clergymen to State House and give them tea, okay, which is worth in millions. Okay, so you see, yeah, that's my opinion. And sorry if I offended you by saying it's nonsense, but yeah, that's the amount of hiyo ndio hasira niko nayo. But yeah, sorry about that. And yeah, there's no need for us to fight here, but we have to act. I know we are not all for violence, but I'm for violence. I know it's not all of us. What watomia at the end of the day, even if we go with a bottle of water, that we went with a bottle of water and a handkerchief and a flag and whatever and phones, people still died, right? People in jail, right? People, there's bodies at the morgue that have never been as Jake were accounted for. Yeah, we'll give names and then they'll forget about it. People forget about these things. They are distracted and they forget about these things. Yeah, this is the country we are in now. So if we don't decide, you see, these examples. You saw Bangladesh. You saw the monkey with the umbrella movement. The examples of this. If we don't do this now, say it kona hii hasira, at once infiltration, you taking time. We have people for tech who are here. But you see now what the bloggers are doing? They are saying everything huko. Enda say Twitter, enda say X one kumaka moto. Because they know, the government knows how to work with its instruments. Because we're giving them time. Time is not, time C is friend here to say. Yeah? If we give them time, they know how to do things. The same thing Chi said. Yeah, the president is using is using systems za majuu venye watu politician kama kina Benjamin Netanyahu wanafanya. Unaona hiyo blogging radical hiyo ku change narrative. Yeah, now they're changing narrative. They're saying Morara ameshukujua fraud. It's there on Twitter. Sasa hivi hata mapolisi wanatishia kwa kina mtata huko nje nini wanaanza kuwakokia magan. We are following these things. So if we give these people time, then they have time to regroup. They have time to kujipanga. They have time to do things. They have time to give money. They have money. That's what they're using. They're using money. Some wars you cannot win. Your money. Unaona hiyo pesa hiyo. Hiyo ndio itatuweza. Our parents watapewa tu pesa. You see, that's why everybody needs to do it now. Kama ni kurudi home endo waambie Kama tusikizani jua hii, my friend, sisi marafiki. It doesn't matter if you're my uncle, it doesn't matter if you're my mother, it doesn't matter if you're my father. We cannot sell this country. We have kids too, we have families too, we have a future we want to protect. Yeah, and I'm willing to die for that future now. Kweni watoto wangu wataishi wakisemanga babangu alikuwa hii, mama atawaambia kama mama wao atakuwa bado yuko, ama auntie atawaambia babako alikuwa very vocal na alikufa na serikali ndio ilimuua ama whatever. No, we have to be now, it's now. Tutumie nguvu yetu saa hii. Otherwise all hii unaona hii itafade tu hivyo. They'll come together, they'll do things, they'll use their helicopters, they'll pee on us, they'll shoot us, they'll ban us, they'll do every kind of thing. They'll ban schools. They're the ones who are banning these schools. They'll do everything. The system is corrupt, the system is spoiled. Education inaenda kuisha hivyo. Watoto hakuna kitu wanasoma saa hii. My firstborn is in 7. Hiyo sijui inaitwa CBC, hiyo sijui hapa 7. Some stupid nonsense. Hakuna kitu wanasoma. There's nothing, hakuna kitu wanasoma. Kila kitu iko spoiled. It's now or never. And it takes, lazima ukikaa chini ufikirie hii maneno deeply. Haki ya Mungu hata unalia machozi. Utalieta machozi na mtu akikuja kujaribu kuambia sijui ni nini, hata unaweza kumpiga na umalize. Juu sasa this one is becoming out of hand. Yeah. This one is becoming out of hand. We have a very beautiful country, but a few people wanajaribu kutufanya ni kama sisi ni matakao yao. No, it cannot. It's either now or never. Yo mambo, we cannot give them, we don't have time. We don't have time. We have to become violent. I'll always advocate for that. Ni sawa, we cannot all agree, but me I'll advocate for that. How many people have we lost and we are still here talking? How many people have, like, nothing is gonna happen. They'll still abuse you. We know everything that is happening. Tunaonanga Onyancha Onchoka akiongea kila ule the kisi guy akiongea every day. They bring and there's somebody who said about musicians and artists. Kama uko lugha moja na sisi about sijui influencers, sijui mambo kwa kama uko lugha moja na sisi, then we don't have to listen to you. We boycott all these things. You see, we have to be on the same side. We have to be on the, inatu affect sisi wote. It affects all of us. So we have to be on the same side. We have to lobby. We have to lobby all the way akina Crazy Kiana doing. We have to lobby about this so that everybody can be on the same page. Yeah, tunafaa tueleze watu. Juu watu wengi pengine hata kwa mashinani wajuangi, wanasema pesa ibi yangu, wanasema pesa ni ya serikali. Wajui tax ndio hiyo ni tax. It's tax. You see? So, and those guns that are being used to kill us, zinanunuliwa. Watu wananunua gun. People own guns. People are giving guns. Like the case in Mombasa. Of course, those are crooks. So, if a politician anaweza kanini na crooks, kwani zi ni nani tukuwe wazuri? Unaona? Yeah, we have the numbers. So, if we take leverage of this, then Ruto will go home. Trust me. There's no way he can kill all of us. Hata jeshi wezi come support. Jeshi wezi kakubali kuwa youth yote. Let me tell you one thing. Things have happened. People in Burkina Faso walichoma parliament in 1 month. Unaona, sako wako ngoja, walichoma parliament na wakadisband kila kitu. Na jeshi kachukua over, and now they are doing, actually that's one of the best countries in Africa because of the leadership. You see, it's now or never. Yeah, it's you wake up in the morning, you say you're not going back home, you'd rather die until something happens. Until you see the government, your parliament imechomeka to the ground. Let us build it again. It's a cash building. Yeah, it's our money anyway, sindio? So, you have to wake up in the morning and say, okay, what is in it? Hiyo tu yako hiyo WI, what is in it for me? Yeah, tutaendelea hivi mpaka saa siku gani? Tutaendelea mpaka next week? Tutakaa siku nyingine moja? We'll sleep another night with this? Murara akiwa ndani? Ama Bruce aki nurse his injuries? Ama wenye wamekufa kina Rex today there was a vigil for Rex, unaona? Like hizo makumbusho utaishi nazo? Now youth wengine watu walikufa karibu 100 na ukisikia Kindiki akiongelea ni 47. Like what the fuck is going on? Inaendelea tu inaendelea kunipandisha tu hasira. Hata nilikuwa nataka kuwa mpole ati nimalizie tuende maandamano, tuombe kidogo. But you see, inaendelea hata kupandisha hasira. Nikiendelea kumbuka what is happening, Yeah. Anyway, Godspeed, guys. Let's take care of each other. Uko nje, tutoroka leo nje, to take care of each other. Kama mtu akikukaa vibaya, pita na yeye. Najua tuna bunduki, watatushinda in that way, but tukiwa watu wengi, mtu hawezi kupiga risasi watu wote kweni ni Tommy gun. Some things tunaweza kazifanya. Tukiwa na hiyo roho kama Bangladesh, kama hizo countries, there's examples. So it can happen. Yeah. So Godspeed. God protect you. Let's do this. Let's liberate our country. Let's take it back from these criminals, from these vampires. Uni mtu ukipata nje huko unapiga risasi kama kweni hizi risasi ziko, yeah? You'd rather die for this kind of thing. You'd rather ukikutana na Osoro huko nje unampiga vingine ikai. Unajua hata hii tembea huko nje nayo ndevu yake akiongelesha watu ni kama nyanya yake. Unaona? Yeah. If we can't get to them, get to their people. Unaona? Hit them where is vulnerable. Hata sisi tunaumia. Kila mtu anaumia. Yeah. Tunashindwa kulipa mashule. So they are hitting us where is vulnerable. Yeah. Tunashindwa kukula. Kuna watu wanalala wakuli. So unaona they are hitting us where we are vulnerable. You see, wait, let's play the same game. Yeah, attack watu wao, attack bibi yake. Kwani iko nini, man? Polisi kama anatudhulumu, tunajua vile wanaishi. Yeah, tunajua. So if we continue playing nice, we'll always cry. We'll always cry. We cannot win this war by playing nice. We have to change this nini. Hii ka strategy lazima tu change in a way. Hata kama hatutaenda all out juu watu wengi but we have to change it in a way. We have to. Because if we can fund our movement into millions, then we can do things. We can do things. Yes, they have the money, but we have the people. So at the end of the day, please take care of yourselves, guys. Tuchunganeni na tupendane na tuende kimoja. Yeah, Godspeed and God help all of us, and God protect all of us. Thank you guys for the space.
Santi sana, big kahuna, big talk. I agree with you 100%. This now, the strategy has to change. Now it is aura for aura. Please protect each other out there. Walk in groups. Today, we are meeting in groups. If you're waking up this morning, we have been up all night making sure that every Kenyan hears this clarion call. A call for justice, a call for justice for Bruce, a call to release Moraro Kebaso. He has been moved to an undisclosed location. His rights have been violated, taken. His kids don't know where he is. His wife doesn't know where he's sleeping. His lawyers are looking for him. They took off into the night in 2 different vehicles and then split. It is unfortunate what the Kenya Kwisha government is doing. They have literally politicized the security apparatus of the country. The police who are supposed to have utumishi kwa wote, they're supposed to protect us. Now they have become our oppressors. The police are direct tools of corruption. They're being used to perpetuate what we are calling tyranny and corruption. They're trying to decapitate this movement by targeting bloggers, leaders. We have seen the sodomy that has gone on. And this morning, if you see the Jumbotron, please look at the Jumbotron. There is communication by some who are trying to buy influencers. This is what happens on this. If you're new to Twitter, to control what is trending in Kenya, some politicians have, and this is a strategy mastered by Itumbi, and that's why he has a job in State House. He has been here for a minute. They take people with large accounts who have a large following. They call themselves bigwigs, and then they pay everyone. It can go anything from 1,000 to 10,000, and then they start at 6 a.m. before people wake up. Everyone starts beginning to tweet under a hashtag, and then the algorithm catches it. The Twitter algo catches, okay, this is what is happening in this location in Kenya. So it picks it up. And when you wake up, you already find that the tone has been set. The pace has been set. This is what everyone is talking about. And then the people, the business community, online community picks it up. Wale wanauza viatu, wale wanauza madira, wale wanauza bedsheet, wale wanauza furniture, wana pick it up. And so by the time 8 o'clock reaches, whatever is trending is already controlled by those influencers. But today we are awake. We are the gatekeepers. Leo ni free Morara Kebaso. Justice for Bruce. We will not allow for any foreign hashtag to trend today. Leo tuko gangari. And that's why I've been up with Toria and KOT. Thank you for hosting us. And everyone who has been up here, who has been injecting online. We see each one of you. We all have a place to play. So a place to play, a part to play in this in this movement. It's alive because of you and I. So if you're waking up, please send 1, 2, 3, minimum 5 tweets. Free Morara Kebaso, say something so that the algo doesn't think you're a bot. Because sometimes it is, but then if you just tweet a hashtag free Morara Kebaso, it is taken in as a spam. So it doesn't hit the algorithm. So just say injustice in Kenya, free Morara Kebaso, until the whole of East Africa understands what we are talking about right now, what Africa understands what we're talking about right now. This is the conversation happening in Kenya, that an activist who has been exposing government projects has been abducted by his own government. Instead of abducting those engineers, those politicians who have embezzled funds, this is how reverse, and that's how you understand the whole legal system. It's just corrupt. Like the innocent ndo wananyanyaswa. The thugs are the ones who are sleeping with their wives and their children, and they're Manze sijui I don't know if your mad does that. There I am. Anyway, Wanjiru, lady's voice. Good morning. How you feeling? Unaandamana from where today? Wanjiru unanipata? Wanjiru, can you hear me? Mic is yours. Wanjiru is a Mr. Politician. Are you there? Mr. Politician? By the way, niko na request mingi, so if you're not speaking, I'll have to kindly drop you. So raise your hands. Owned by Russia. Hebu take the mic because nimepitisha hii baton mara mbili.
No, hakuna shida. Unajua sisi wote tuko hapa. We all want the best for our people. We all want the best for our country. Election niko na kuemphasize. Let me meet my election niko na kuemphasize. I want us to understand that we have the power. Kuna the next guest. I agree with the next guest who was Hassan and Baker Hona. The only language that these people will understand. Hawa watu wanabduct watu. Kama mtu uko na mask anakujaribu kushika na uko tao. Siwezi, that's what they steal. That's how they steal. We consider them thugs, thieves. Ban them, beat them up. Kama kuna gun, we steal it because we don't know who you are. If you have a mask, kama uko na mask, what you're doing, you're afraid. You're ashamed of what you're doing. We unmask them, we beat them, we tie them up. Tukiamua the people, we cannot use the same constitution if these people are not using the same constitution. If you do this, we, the people, decide what to do with you. Na hakuna kwenye utatupeleka. This is the language that these people understand. They have to understand. Hii ujinga kuja sijui kwa abduct watu, wakikuja na gari hapo kaina number plates, that's illegal. We live in a constitutional country. Gari kama ina number plate tunaichoma. Kama uko kwa hiyo gari, tunakutoa mask, tunakuchukua picha. We document this. If you have a gun, we take that gun. Hii ujinga mnafanya, nakwambia Ruto, hakuna kwenye unaenda. Oh my God. Hakuna kwenye utaenda in our country. Utaenda wapi? Hii ujinga mnafanya, hakuna kwenye tutapeleka. We are done. We are done with this garbage. Kukuja hawa watu wa mask juu, watu wa Subaru haina number plates, we ban it. If you're in part of that car, we unmask you. We take a picture of you. We know who you are. Your people know what you're doing in our country to sell our country. We have to do this. We have to do this for our future as a country, as our people. Kutuuzia uoga, we are done. And Ruto Murara has to be out tonight, today. Mapema. He has to be out. Utatua si wote. Utafanya. Utatua aje si wote. Utatua aje. Tell me. Think about it. This is your time to live in. We might give you a chance to live in peace somewhere abroad, but leave our country. You are what's wrong with our country. You and the whole political class. Get the fuck out. Thank you, my brothers and sisters.
Thank you, comrade. Thank you, comrade. Guys, if you're waking up, number one, make sure this space is quote tweeted on your TL. Let us get this word out to as many Kenyans as possible. Nobody needs to be in a communication vacuum at this critical juncture in our country. Everyone needs to know what is happening, the atrocities that are going on towards bloggers, towards activists. Morara in prison. No one knows his location. No one knows what's happening to him. Bruce sodomized on video. This cannot be business as usual. Something has to give. And today, we make our stand. We have to make our stand. Every road leads to CBD. We are meeting in CBD. That's the communication. So, hashtag free Morara Kebaso, justice for Bruce. Madam Boss, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning too. Hope mko poa. Naona you people did not sleep. I had to sleep. Nililala saa 9 ndio at least nipate energy. Tungekaa wote tukeshe mpaka asubuhi tungekuwa na energy. Hasira inabidi ipande leo. Ikuwe 1,000 because today we are fighting for Morara and Bruce and also our Nini. Have you seen how Morara is very powerful? Ametuunganisha tena wa Kenya. We should stand and fight for our unity and our solidarity. Hawa si wenye wanalipwa tuwakuja wajaribu divert attention yetu ama divert hashtag zetu. This time round hawatobui. Mkiona mtu anajaribu kuleta such kind of things tuanguke nayo. Won't allow them to capture our movement. Tupatane ni CBD ama tunapatana milimani because you have to be there for Morara. Ndio tukitoka milimani tuingie for CBD. I think that's the best option. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Boss. Rested, ready for action. Guys, today we are on Action Tuesday. Tuesday is Tuesday. Mass action. We are done talking. We are done spacing. Now, tunakutana kwa streets. Frederick Karanja.
Good morning, guys.
Top of the morning. How you doing?
I'm fine. What about you guys?
Angry, mad, dejected with this government.
This government, it is a punitive government. We are not going to resist. They think that we might resist, but we must stand with our own. He has already united us with the truth. Morara is a truthful man. And the government, they want to hide witchcraft behind all those sins. Morara must be free today. We are not going to resist. Ruto lazima ashuke and his deputy wote lazima waende nyumbani, kwa sababu hatuwezi kuwa tulichagua cartels wanakuja kutusumbua. Hii Kenya si yao, hii Kenya ni yetu sisi wote, na tuko na freedom of expression, na lazima pia si tuheshimiwe, lazima pia si tusikike. Sisi ndio viongozi wa sasa, tusidanganye na watu ati sisi ni viongozi wa kesho. Ani waizi, sisi ni viongozi wa sasa. Both opposition and the government wanala kitanda moja, so hao watu tusiwaweke na tusiwapatie hiyo chance ya kutusumbua sisi. Wacha sisi ndio tuwasumbue until watajua pia sisi tumeleta change kwa nchi. Lazima tu change side. Tukichange side, tuna change kwa niaba ya wazazi wetu, kwa niaba yetu, na pia ile generation inakuja na ile generation pia nyingine yenye itakuja. That's all. Tukutane CBD.
Tukutane CBD. Len Monjo. I can see people already nimeanza kupatagiwa wasee washaanza kufika CBD. People already showing up there. Len Monjo, mic is yours. Len, are you there? If not, I have to pass the microphone quickly. Mkenya Mkenya Daima.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry. So I have to get to a place where there's no much noise. I apologize, but yeah, this is really I do, you know, I agree with every sentiment that has been shared, and I wouldn't want to repeat what everybody has shared, but indeed, this is the time to stand strong, stand together, and one of my suggestions would be that maybe, just but maybe, we really need to get to a place, and KOT Afrocentric or the guys here, to a point that we are going to possibly take another week of change of strategy and movement, where we probably want to say that, you know what, we have this strategic movement where we're going to all of us as just the genuine people from the streets raise, whether it's like, I don't know how much we can raise, but really strategically positioned for the movements that are coming, because it looks like the journey is just beginning, and this battle is just has to begin without us being perceived to be either being compromised or sponsored or in any way. So even as we go to the street, we have, Morara has to be free. We have to really talk about the justice for Bruce and many of our colleagues and comrades that have, abducted. There are people out there that are crying. And just watching even some people really pouring their hearts out and crying for even the justice of the people. We just need to have to get to a point of start thinking in terms of strategically speaking and financially speaking, how do we address this concept? 2 days ago, and again, this is not by any chance trying to bring anybody to compromise the movement. 2 days ago, I did have I hosted, I think it's one guy that is trying to run for president in Kenya. That's the Ruben Kigame, who is finishing his doctorate at Grand Rapids in Michigan. And we had a conversation that I thought we are at the point where we now need to attack this from every aspect of life, from air, from the sea, from every place, in a way that it's going to have an impact that is unstoppable. And one of the things that I've been advocating for, and Kyoto Sonko knows this, is how then do we get to a point that even as we go to the streets, as even we mobilize everybody, how do we have a massive and shocking resources? I don't give so much damn about who is really caring and trying to listen to us. It does not matter to us at this point. The one thing that is crystal clear is that the Ruto has completely lost it, and this thing is completely beyond repair, and that's where there's panic everywhere. So whatever is happening now is more of a distraction, and it's a tactic that has been used before, but unfortunately it has failed. So I do not know why they are reverting to the old playbook, failed tactic that has never succeeded. At this point, the game here that's being played is, I think, to distract every right thinking and forward and future focused persons like you and me from really holding these people to account. And the worst case scenario is for us to think that whatever is going on in their circles is in the best interest of anybody. They have failed, it has not worked. They have tried every playbook, whether it's tribalism, whether it's using the old school of money bags and everything. And now we have to be at that point where we say that, you know what, we are simply asking for a very simple thing, and whatever has been happening does not work. So my point is to continually appreciate, those who are standing with a very strong heart to fight for what is right, what is true, what is godly, and what is future focused, because Kenya is our business and we must fight for it. So, folks, I do appreciate it. And if we can do everything possible to also try to mobilize every people to get to the streets, but also every resource to get into the pockets, so that in this way, it doesn't sound like this. Can you imagine somebody just, a president of a country wakes up and gives a speech right from the State House and talks about these agencies are being funded by Ford Foundation. And 2 months later, is that the Ford Foundation really singing praises to this? How weird does this even sound into the world? So what I'm talking about here is a situation where we are being bombarded with things that are meant to distract us from fighting for the right thing. So as long as Kebaso, and I'm not talking about my guy here. I'm talking about Kebaso and whoever he represents, and the Bruce and whoever he represents, and all of us are in this situation. We must rise up and feel that pain and feel that kind of the holy anger that comes when these things happen, and say that, you know what, we have to redeem our country. So, guys, we are in this together. We have to continue fighting. May God bless you. And thank you for Frocentric, KOT, and everybody for standing strong and always not giving up, even when there's every reason to give up, but you're so strong. God bless. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Mkenya Daima. We have to be Wakenya Daima in every situation, not only when Kenya is winning the marathon. That's when you know to say minim Kenya, not only when a son of a Kenyan has run for the president of United States, Obama, and was won, I say, hey, minim Kenya, I do identify. We have to be even Kenya Daima, even when we are called upon to address injustices. And if you are neutral in a situation that there is an injustice happening, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. Just by being neutral, just by saying nothing, you are empowering, you're allowing that to go on. So we are called upon to stand up against this gross injustice, this gross government that is taking away our freedoms one by one. It happens. They encroach on freedom. That's what it's called, encroachment. You don't feel it until it is on your doorstep, until your sister is taken, until your uncle, your brother, your friend is sodomized. That is when you will feel it, but it will be too late. It is when it happens, it must be stopped at the root before it becomes a tree, before it grows until it becomes, this is the new modus operandi of the government. This is how they operate now. And Farouk Kibet will be waking up in State House and saying, Mkenya Daima huyo ameongea apotee. Toria apotee. Imagine, that's where we're headed. And if you think we're going to unseat Ruto in a democratic elections, You have another thing coming. Anyway, I'll give the microphone to.
No, that's powerful Afrocentric as even you go. I agree with you. I've you know, we participated or from back in the day when we you know, I mean probably I'm not a Gen Z, but my first voting was in the 2002 of the time after we had finished college then. But I did also. You cited quite a number of cases of the barracks and all that. We part of the campaigns and all that. In fact, in the recent Trump's racism comments, we were in the you know in the conference and all that. And now when we see that we have a serious movement here of genuine people, like literally these thousands of people in this forum who are fighting for what is true. Oh, I'll give you this. Take this. So the thousands of people that are fighting for, just use that, who are fighting for what is right and what is true. I think it's about time that we give the true sacrifice of the kind of message you have shared until your own brother, your own sister. Again, I'm not a supporter of many of these politicians, but I saw Jeremiah Kioni shed tears recently when he talks about when he saw our young people being shot at, and when he saw people being lowered down in the Kwale, I think it was the whatever the place, and then they are going to retrieve bodies. That's when the reality hits home that this could be you and me. This could be your brother or your sister. When you see somebody shedding tears in that manner, that's when you realize that, you know what, we are not safe. But then the reality has to kick in to realize that we are not less than these people. This is our country. Why should anybody try to make us feel like they own Kenya more than we do? Why should they have to make us feel like we are lesser human beings than they are? That's when the anger comes in you and say that, you know what, we have to rise up and say that, you know what, we are fighting because we know what has happened. One time a preacher, and that is the worst testimony I want to finish with, of a guy that you have a pen outside. Do 20%. I'll do it, please. I'm finishing a meeting. Sorry, I'm finishing a meeting. Just do the 20%. Oh, okay. Yeah, please. Sorry about that. So when the I saw this preacher who used to pray for Ruto, and then it came up with the point that they held a church member to their own hospital, and that person died or let their whatever relative die. That's when they realized that this talk, pulpit talk, it doesn't help until your relative, your own relative dies. Then you realize that what we are doing as a government does not even make any sense. Folks, we have to fight. Have a blessed day, and let's do what is right. God bless you. Sorry I took too much time than I even expected.
No, we agree. We are aligned with everything that you have said. That's why we afforded you extra minutes. Thank you, Mkenya Daima. Good morning, fellow comrades. If you're waking up this morning, you're privy to what's happening in the country. Sodomy, Mombasa Governor Abdul Sarif Nasir has allegedly, but we know it is him, as the blog has said, paid rapists to sodomize him. The video is on the timeline. I don't need to go into how grotesque that video is. It is traumatizing. It is life-changing. And it's for this reason that we are here to address this injustice, that such atrocities should not be visited upon any other Kenyan. We are also aware of Morara Kebaso, who has been visiting different counties, highlighting the dubious projects that the government has been launching and embezzling funds, finding that nothing has been going on. It has just been placards and launching sessions with no landing sessions. Kutenga, kuweka, tutafanya, tutasema. That is what this government has been doing, and right now his freedom has been taken. So if you're waking up this morning, please, the least you can do, tweet this space. Let us sensitize every Kenyan. Every Kenyan with that X account needs to be aware of what is happening in the country right now, and needs to know of the course of action that we are taking is to go to the streets today, to show up in our numbers, in our strength, in our numbers. If you are able to make it to the CBD, please make your way there. If you're in the diaspora and cannot make it, please facilitate somebody. Please facilitate KOT, Toria, all these comrades who have been helping host these spaces, buy flyers, buy water, make sure that we are all have enough resources to speak to a government that has unlimited resources. This government they have everything going for them, and they are ready to withstand our demonstrations today. So guys, let us inject good morning wherever you are. Ruto must go. The man with a red flag. Karibu kwenye space.
Yeah, good morning. Niko kwa gari kwa hivyo kunaweza kuwa na makelele kidogo and I won't take much time. Mi chenye nasema saa hizi story ya demonstration, hata tufai kuita demonstration anymore. Right now it's mass action. It's mass action to remove this government from power. It's mass action to make them accountable for everything that they have done. Mnakumbukanga kuna watu 21 wamekufa and not a single person has been arrested till date. Walipata mili kwa ule mjama walijaribu kumwekelea hiyo story, alienda misi na hatujapata any information about him hadi wa leo. Wase wa middle class wenye wanajifanyanga hawezi tokea hizi vitu. Hizi gava inataka kukula 21% of your salary. Unafanya kazi 21% inaenda kwa serikali na upati the services in return. We are still being abducted. Hizi hadi tumeanza kuongelea sodomy. Hii ni serikali inakaa. So hizi enough talk. Hizi ni action. Na ni action ya kutokea hiyo barabara. It's time we reclaim our country back. It's time we fight against the tyranny. By the way, wase wa US Embassy wakipatiana terror alert, wapatiani terror alert juu ya Al-Shabaab, wanapatiana juu mjamaa amekaa state. Sana terrorize vibaya sana. So if at this point you still need to be convinced on why we need to take mass action against Ruto, watu wemwe chunguze tu. You are part of the problem. Free Kebaso, free Morara, justice for Bruce.
Thank you so much. Justice for Bruce, free Morara. We're about to head to the streets. I'll give the microphone to Lekishon Laban. Karibu kaka.
Asante kwa space, asante kwa message. Mimi sijui, I don't know whether I should be too tribal, too insightful. Ni hasira tu. This Ruto alikuwa amewezwa. Where he has gotten the pride, kiburi. He started, muliona history ya Kebaso, ilianza na hiyo yenye umesema sponsorship ya hashtags. Akaanza kuitwa fake, nini, bandia. Hizo zote zilikuwa sponsored. Then now, ni abduction, after kuendelea. He started by inciting Kenyans against Kebaso, so that ikifika time kama hii, museme, yule alikuwa amelipwa afanye ABCD. It is so sad to watch our country go back to the dogs. And I'd written on my wall, like, we had Moi from the same tribe. Nikauliza, what are they so obsessed with dictatorship? Like, wanataka nini, wanapenda nini? Kiburi, like, they are the warriors. Yeah, naona kama ndiye anaweza pigana, because every time watu wana rise against him, they must call some people somewhere in the roads, whether in Eldoret, Kapsabet, anywhere. Then they start threatening with war songs and stuff. so that watu watishike. Niliona Mutainguni akicomment eti unajua mnachezea sijui Samoei is the son of the warrior who fought for Kenya. Who said wengine hawakupigania Kenya? This William Ruto, we are tweeting, we are reposting everything possible kusema kwamba he must be stopped. Hii kutuchukua nyuma, backwardness to the dark days of his political mentor Daniel Moi ni ujinga. Sasa mi nauliza wale viongozi wazito, for example, kulikuwa hata let me say he has made Uhuru look so clean, yet Uhuru pia they did abductions na vitu zingine kina Matiang'i na wengine, but now he makes them look better because he came with the Bible, anapiga magoti yenye wengine wameanza kupiga magoti na vilio, misusing the word of God na kadhalika. Then he comes here now with a sword, trying to rule as if he's omnipotent, as if he knows everything. He's the only clever Kenya. He's the only savior that the world was waiting for Kenya. Who told him hakuna Wakenya wengine ambao wanaweza kuongoza than him? He thinks, I am sure now he knows that come 2027 tusipomng'oa saizi, tukiendelea kuprotest saizi, hakuna kumpigia kura. I know his plan is to rig. So how do we stop this dictator from continuing? Tumeanza kukaa mbaya kuliko Uganda. Uganda has been ruled by one man for since I was born, before I was born. Na saizi Ruto anataka kusurpass the things that Museveni has done for Ugandans for many years. It is absurd. It is sad. We must rise. I'm calling upon, let me be tribal. Watu wa Gusii, watu wa everywhere, amukeni. Let us say Kebaso amka, ni Mkenya, ni Wakenya wote, but let it start from home because Ruto begins from home. Alafu anatoka anaenda anaingia Kenya nationally, anaita viongozi kama hao wenye kuongea sauti sijui zinakaaje kina minister wa internal security, anaanza kuongea sijui this was sponsored. Who sponsored this kind of protest? We are sponsored by his lies, by the way he is leading with the corruption in the government. That is what sponsors our anger, and that is why we need to rise up. So story ya kuanza ku incite Kenyans against each other, we need to come together and really say no. I know what wako scared. People were scared time ya mauaji na kadhalika, police brutality. But we have to say enough is enough. He may not kill all of us. We will have to go to the streets and say no to dictatorship again. We had it enough under Moi. We cannot afford to have from a student of Moi again. So, Wakenya, I support this. Let us uprise, not just rise. Uprise, resist, and say no to Dictator Ruto. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Indeed, we must rise up. This is an uprising against this injustice, these gross injustices right now happening under the watch of William Samoei Ruto. Orders from above. And his henchmen, the president's men, Akina Farouk Kibet, who are ordering the abduction. And guys, please ignore the government bloggers who are pushing an agenda. I've shown you on the Jumbotron, there is a paid for hashtag that is there to whitewash and to cleanse the governor and make sure he looks, that he's not involved in what happened, the sodomy that Bruce faced, but he's not escaping. He's not escaping. He's not escaping. He has to, he has to appear in front of a court of law and answer for every hooligan, for every chokora he paid to do those acts of injustice on Bruce. Justice for Bruce is the lingo on our lips, and free Morara Kebaso. That's all we want. I'll give the microphone to Faith. Good morning, Faith. Faith, can you hear me? Faith, are you there? Faith is not there. Tony Mkenya, uko hapo? Tony. Allah, I got dead mic. Storia. Why are you
Yes.
so? Why are you elated? We're very excited. Chief Sam. Chief.
Afrocentric. Unishika.
Yeah.
Ni Chef Sam.
Yeah. Oh, Chief.
All right. All right.
Go ahead. Make me echo.
Then I'm glad you guys are acknowledging even as little support as we are giving here from diaspora. Thank you very much for acknowledging, and even as we're injecting wherever we can on our pages, mobilizing people here. I want to say is, if you lived through the Moi era, if you lived through the Y2K era, and you knew the terror these people did to Kenyans, then you come fast forward, we are in saying that we're in a democratic country where people are being recorded, being sodomized in broad daylight. That hits the wrong way. Hiyo inakugonga kwa roho, unashindwa, yani tumeenda ubeberu, yani tumeenda wapi? Where did we sink? Unakuta this young man, Murara Kibaso has been highlighting the grotesque robbery without violence of public funds and coffers. I have challenged my family in Kenya. Some of them voted for Ruto. Nikawambia, what projects are you seeing going on in your area? Hakuna. Huyu mtu mnasema anatenga, amepanga. Ni nini mnaona ikitengenezwa kwa barabara? Nauliza, pigieni marafiki zenyu simu muangalie. What is being built? Zero. Yetu mlichagua, mkamweka huko. Mkasema tu huyo mwizi ndio nataka atatusaidia. Alienda kanisa akalia akasamehewa na Mungu. Now he's turned, he dropped the Bible, he's picked up the sword. You kuokota sword, it says if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. This guy, if you tell him to stand one-on-one with anybody, he's a coward. He's hiding behind his goons, kina Faruk Kibet. Now in Guinea, there's some retired brigadiers or some army guys who were there during the burning of the parliament, shooting live bullets at Kenyans. That is something that is that is something grotesque. These people should be brought, if not to justice, they should be forced out of power. You have our support. In fact, on all my groups, I've been told, why do I like talking about Kenyan politics? I tell people, if you are a Kenyan, Kenyan is home. It does not matter where you are. You anywhere in the world, wherever you're in the diaspora, Kenya ni nyumbani. You should be proud of it. Wasema, oh, why do you wear that armband? Gambia, I'm Kenyan. Yes, our name is good out here with the runners and things we do, but now it's being tainted by the skirmishes that are going on in Kenya. Huyu rais wetu huyu, hata sijui kama atamuita raisi. Huyu ni jamaa anatakana atolewe mamlakani kwa sababu hata hiyo parliament sijui kama wataweza mtoa. They are ganging against the DP. Wanatakana waimpeachwe. The both of them should be impeached. #impeach both. Both, they should just go home. With all the corrupt members of parliament. So as we are injecting, we inject all of them out. For inject justice for the guy who in Mombasa, he should get his justice. All those goons should be in jail. Waeko mahakamani, waeko ndani. Na kama hataweko mahakamani, well, there's another way of doing it. I'm not advocating for mob justice, but these people, that was very wrong. Mama yao mtoto hata yanaumia. In broad daylight, that was, hiyo kitu inaumiza roho kabisa, kuona vile huyu jamaa alifanywa. Anyway, I don't have much to say. Let me just leave it at there. Thank you, Afrocentric.
Thank you so much, Chef. We need to recognize that not everyone is awake to this fact of this government is committing injustice. Morara spoke truth to power. His freedom has been taken. There are many people who still support this government for whatever reason, whether they're playing tumbo politics, whether they're being paid to do it, whether they want Ruto to keep We want to give him time to keep on ruling. It is, and that's why the turn that the movement took in the past 2 months has been civic education. It's an effort to open your eyes that this is not how things should be. This is not how the country should be governed. And it is really unfortunate to see that sometimes the people that you're fighting for are the people who are fighting you and the people who are celebrating these leaders. We also, the governor of Machakos, how she was received after embezzling funds and was caught with money in London. We have seen now this morning how one of the people who are arrested in connection with sodomizing Bruce, people are celebrating. It looks like that is the way to go. Commit a crime, pay people to cheer for you, be received, have a homecoming after committing a big crime. I just have a big homecoming.
That is the Kenya we have. That is the Kenya we have. We reward these thefts. We reward embezzling.
And that is what we are driving against the grain. You need to recognize that it is not popular right now. It is not like this. We are calling for complete overhaul of the system. A system where the cartels have it and their lead thug, Ruto, is the one in office. It's a tall order. But if we all show up on the street, on the streets, yes? I hear interjection there.
Yeah, it is a tall order. Very, very tall order. And I'm telling you, it's gonna take everything and every ounce in Kenya. It will be like the second liberation of Kenya after the Mau liberation.
And those who understand the scope of what is being required, I believe that is why some people, I believe, are hesitant, or some people are still on the ropes or sitting on the fence, because it's going to take everything. But once you recognize this is the path Ruto has decided to go, today it is Morara, tomorrow it is you. And if you cannot make noise for Kebaso, then tuseme basi tuishi hivi basi. But we have to make a decision, and not deciding to act is also a decision in itself.
That's true.
But the few who have decided today is the day, Tuesday is Tuesday, we have to show up and call for justice. We cannot give up on our country. In Kenya daima, we are Kenyans at every juncture, whether it is in the hands of thugs, whether it is in the hands of the best leader, and we are prospering. We have to be Kenyans, true to our country. We cannot let our country go. We have a country to defend. Sami, good morning. Sami, Mike Nyako, please, we have 2 minutes on the mic. Guys, if I pass you the microphone, please be ready to inject. Sami, are you there? Going once. Victoria, Mike Nyako. Victoria, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Good morning.
You guys have been on the whole night. First and foremost, I want to salute you, Gen Zs. I'm not a Gen Z, I'm a Gen X, but I have been on it from day one. We are all behind you guys. It's our children that this government is killing. We lived through from the Molo clashes when Moi was killing our parents, right down to Musando being found dead, right down to every other juncture. There was a handshake. There was from Baby Pendo, Bimora, all these people being taken out, and these people coming and regrouping again as one and doing the same thing they have been doing. And right now, our young people, our children are being taken out, being killed, bodies being thrown in rivers by the same murderers that we have in power. And so today, as Gen S, we are also coming to the streets to say enough. We cannot have people going to school, you study for 10 years, and then there's no job. The intern the other day who took their life, you work 36 hours straight. There is no job. And then idiots who are not educated, like Sudi, are the ones making millions. How? How is this economy supposed to work? How is this country supposed to work? How is the Kenyan man and woman going to be dignified if this is what we have in place as a country? So we are coming out today. What happened to
Victoria, can you hear Victoria?
No, I can't hear.
Ebu, please call the host. Tell him we need to drop. We need to go on the streets. We need to go to the streets.
Okay,
Get
just wind up as I try to reach out KOT.
Victoria, we lost you. We lost you. Let's get let's get a couple of most last speakers. Closing comments, guys. We are done talking. Now it's action. By the way, unajua Bangladesh hawakuwa na spaces. Nimetafuta space ya Bangladesh sijapata. Umepata moja? Who knows where? We are not talking. We have to act. We are here just to say, hey, this is what we are doing. This is what we are thinking. Are you game? Are you? Yes, we're game. Okay. Where are we meeting? CBD, Sawa. Case closed. We all know what is happening in the country. No new information here. As far as I'm concerned, we cannot continue dialoguing. Now it's time for action. Mass action Tuesday. Very ready for Tuesday. Free mind 254. Mike Miyako. Lakini, please, if you're ready to speak, lift up your hand so I can know you're ready to speak. Please lift your hand. I will pass you the microphone. Please lift up your hand. I will pass you the microphone. Otherwise, we are dropping the space. We are dropping the space. We're heading to CBD. We're heading to town. We are going to town. I'll give the microphone to Trish. Trish Karanja. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah. Morning.
So, first of all, thank you for having this space. And let me say that we need to be on the streets as early as of now, because the more we continue telling each other tunapanga, tutatokea, it seems that we are also part of that narrative, this guy. So we need to go to the streets. And this time we're not going to the streets and saying, oh, we are coming out on Tuesday and then on Thursday. No, we need to go to the streets and remain there. We need to be in the streets until this guy is off that house. Until that guy is off that house on the hill. Hatufai kutoka streets ati tumeenda nyumbani leo jioni tuseme tutarudi tena on Thursday. No, that is not how it's going to work, because when we are seemingly just, giving ourselves time, they're also like, they're gonna cool off, We gave them 2 months. What have they done with it? So it's time we take back that power. And this time, hatutaki kwamba, we don't want to be told that you need peaceful protest, you need to respect the rule of law. Are they themselves respecting the rule of law? Are they? People keep telling us there's better ways to go about it. You can go to the courts. The other day we saw Masengeli amepewa 6 court orders. He's been summoned 6 times to appear in court. Did he? He did not. So we cannot be the only ones who are asked to adhere to the rule of law. So we need to be out there. We need to do it all and do the most until they come off. And they need to realize that we are serious. And we're not going to show them we are serious by telling them, no, we need to be there, showing it to them. Leo, as they are proposing the impeachment motion in Tuesday, we should probably be there with them in parliament, kicking them out of that house. Because what are they doing? A person has been sodomized. Amekuwa assaulted. Amekuwa kidnapped. Amekuwa abducted. But no, nobody is held responsible so far. In fact, the CEC, who was apparently alikuwa amekuwa arrested for the same, was released yesterday. As if the video being leaked was not enough, they released the CEC on the same day. And the governor, with all his guts and his minions, flock now a press conference, and they are coming to tell us, oh, you know, this guy insulted, oh, you know, this guy has been doing what? So what? Is that the point where we are at in this country? That just because somebody insulted you or insulted your mother, you come out guns, you know, brandishing guns, showing us you. No, guys. We cannot let some of these things continue happening. They banned kids in Endarasha. Have they ever accounted for that? So the more we continue letting them get away with this, you know, in these 2 months, I think they have done even worse things. They wanted to sell the airport, they have banned kids. They are still abducting people. No, the grace period is over, guys. We can't continue doing this. We need to go to the streets and stay there. We're staying in the streets until we get what we want. Hii mambo ya tunaenda streets asubuhi tunarudi nyumbani jioni. On Wednesday we go to work as usual, and then on Thursday is when we are resuming. No, that is not how revolutions work. When we say we are on the streets, we need to be there day and night and remain there until something happens, until what we are asking for happens. This guy will not take us seriously if we go back to the streets again this time and then tushindwe tena. He will never take us seriously. So we need it all. We need the financial support. We need, if it's Jimanjigimi, I will say it. I don't care. I'm at the point where I don't care how it's going to be perceived. So you want to say it's hate speech, you want to say it's, you're going to prosecute me for hate speech, and there's a whole person who was abducted and sodomized, and it's right in front of our eyes, and nothing has been done about it. But you're going to find me somewhere in this country and prosecute me for hate speech. Fucking do it, man. But wakirusha this time tunarusha. We need to prepare if it's, what are they called? Molotov cocktails. We need to be out in the streets with these things. Tutajaza hizi chupa vodka and everything, and we're going to throw it back at them. Wametuzoea sana. Sai, any plain clothes cop coming at you, coming to arrest you, should be dealt with as a criminal. Hakuna venye mtakuwa mnakuja mnatu arrest in plain clothes. You're abducting us in vehicles that are not registered in government number plates, so that a few days later, when you're being held responsible for these abductions and killings, mnakuja mnasema, no, those were not government vehicles. That was not a government operation. We do not know who those people are. Those are goons. That is why they do that. So any vehicle that is not a government registered vehicle, any person who's not in uniform coming to arrest you, huyo anakuwa treated as a criminal, and treat him like that. Treat him as so. We're not going to be lenient anymore. They have taught us, they have shown us, and we are reciprocating that energy. Man, it's too early in the morning to be this agitated, to be this emotional. But this is where this government has gotten us. You guys saw jana, citizens ndio wanakimbiza polisi na magari. Is that what we've come to as a country? That there is somebody who's been kidnapped, but no, The state merchandise is being used to go abduct a whole nother innocent person whose only mistake is civic education to the masses. No, guys, enough is enough. Honestly, enough is enough. Let's go out. It's a revolution. It is not supposed to not have bloodshed. There's going to be bloodshed. 2, 3, 10, 100 of us are going to go down. But in the process, we're going to have a rebirth. We're going to have a new nation. We're going to have whatever it is, whatever systems of governance that we've been fighting and crying for, we're going to have them in place. Because there's no way we are going to have a revolution and then have somebody else who's going to come and do this same mess that we are trying to fight so hard for. So we need to be out there. We need to show them that we mean business. And let's do it today, guys. Me, I'm just too emotional. Forgive me if I've, started here and there, but I feel like we cannot continue letting it be. And we need to show them our power. Let's show them that we're not intimidated by government propaganda, state mechanisms, hizo vitu zote. They cannot kill all of us. They will kill 100 of us, 1,000 of us, but we will get what we are fighting for. So thank you so much, guys. Tutoke. Let's go out. I'm on my way as we speak right now. I'm just about to get out of the house. So let's make sure that we are out there. The strength of our strength lies in our numbers. Let's not forget that our strength lies in our numbers. So let's get out, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Trish. Trish is en route. CBD. Give the microphone, guys. We're trying to shut down the space so we can all rendezvous in the city. Let's
give me the last
Sami.
chance. Yeah.
Final
Morning,
chance.
bro.
Like Ruto. Morning.
Morning, bwana.
Morning, endelea mic yako, ongea.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're good. First of all, I want each and everyone to wake up knowing that we are fighting against a system of bad governance, a system of oppressing the Kenyans. The way Ruto is torturing our lives, the way Ruto is torturing the lives of our parents, it's a wake-up call to us. Hey, my brothers and sisters, it's time we liberate this country. For once and for all, it's time we liberate this country. We are the energetic ones. We need to fight for our children. We need to fight for our parents who have worked so hard to get us educated. No jobs. Life itself is so hard. Nowadays, even marrying has become so tough. Since the economy itself, manze, tunaumia bwana. Tunahitaji kutokea watu wangu bwana. Sahi ujue hatuna mtetezi. Sisi ndio wenyewe tunapaswa tujitetee manze. Let's wake up. Let's get to the streets. The streets are calling us. Brothers and sisters, have a good day, and I wish all the best for us, and may God protect us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, may God definitely protect each one of us as we take to the streets. Today, Tony Mkenya, are you there? Tony, can you hear us? Tony can't hear us. Give the microphone to Len has spoken, right? Len has spoken. I'll give the microphone to Morio.
Yo, Niajo, say morning.
Have you changed your profile?
What?
Have you changed your profile picture? Are you the Morio I know?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Niko full mau mode.
Very much welcome. Karibu.
Yo, so
itushike sisi wote.
Nitakwambia wasee, najua shida yenye tuko nayo ni last time tulipia wasee chance. Unachiki saa hii they are doing anything they want because they know wametusoma. Tunatokea streets one day, tunaenda home. Niliwaambia naishi kuambia kila siku nikuja hapa nawaambia revolution haina off days. Umesikia venye Sonia amesema revolution tukianza tusi back down, wasifanye hizo gimmicks zao ati sijui tumechuja ama CS sijui tuna impeach sijui Gachagua tunafanya nini. Hizo ni gimmicks. Manzo wamejaribu kuuza airport, wamefanya sijui nini, wametuletea chief, wameleta sijui nini. Hawa say they can do anything. Ini dictatorship. Tukiachilia the gas pedal sahi, asa watatufuck sasa zaidi. Because umse anajua ako on borrowed time. Umse anataka kuacha ametufuck venye anawezaweza. Anataka kuacha ameloot venye anawezaweza. So unachikiwa na wana sodomize bloggers. Unachikiwa na kidnap watu wakifikiria asubuhi. Yani huku hata enzi ya Moi hakukuwa hivi. Manze tuko 2024. Manze tuko na new constitution. Also wafuate constitution. Judiciary kwanza ni shell. Judiciary hakuna CJ, hatunanga chief justice Kenya. Hatuna chief justice. Tukijua hivyo, unachiki judiciary venye inatumiwa. Wanashika IG, wanafanya sijui nini, huyo IG anasamoniwa na court. Hawezi enda. Haizi fanya anything. Alafu aipoa ndo inasaidia wase, polisi. Unachiki jana wameabduct Morara. Manze citizens ndo wanafuata polisi. Juu ameabductiwa, sasa si polisi wanafuata.
Did you get a phone call? I guess you got a phone call. Yeah, okay, you're back.
So naambia sasa unacheki police force ni rogue. Unacheki venye IG alikuwa anadu. IG alikuwa anasamoniwa na polisi hata hawezi enda. Sasa huyo no the highest rank kwa police force. Hebu niambie sasa hawa wengine kama Inspector General haizi fanya vitu zingine kama hizo. Hawa wengine watafanya nini? Waso wana abductiwa, Morara na adaptiwa. Sisi ndo tunamfuata. Manze tukitokea kwa streets tujue revolution haina off days. Sasa unasikia vile Sonia amesema. Sasa we have to fight for our country. Because hii ishakuwa dictatorship. Hata enzi ya Moi ndo nawaambia ikuwa hivi. Revolution haina off day. Tukitokea ni tutokee tukae kwa streets. Mimi niko diaspora, tunatuma do, tunaendelea kutuma do. Tunatuma do, tuna support, tunafanya kila kitu. Wenye mko kwa ground manze, msituangushe. Manze tutokee kwa streets. Manze tusi back down this time round. Revolution haina off days. Nataka nishinda nikiwaambia hivyo. Unacheki sahi tulitokea then tukatulia. So wamefanya nini? Wamejaribu kuuza airport, wamejaribu sahi wanatuimpozia chief. Sahi unajua walisema leo wataanza kudeduct, yani mandatory chief deductions. Ukienda hosi watakata. Hiyo kitu tumeireject, lakini wametuimpozia. So juu wanataka kukushika, si uko mgonjwa, ukienda any public hospital wana deduct mandatory chief. Kitu ya kwanza wanafanya hebu kwanza register chief. Sasa hii ni shit inakaaje? Hii ni country inakaaje? Country yenyewe hata hatuna IEBC, hatuwezi impeach ma MP. So wamejeka constitution, they can fuck us anyhow they want. Hawezi hata hatuwezi impeach MP. Kwa nini? Hatuna IEBC, hatuna election body. We don't have a country. Na tukiendelea kuachilia Ruto afanye hivi, umse hata tufuck design nyingine hata hatuwezi, hata sijui tunaweza fanya nini manzi. Umse ni tumtoe this time round. Asa watatuo unasikia venye Sonia anasema. Tutafaa tuseme hizi vitu saa hii. Some of us will die, but we have to do this. Hakuna revolution ati inaenda by the constitution, because wase wameabuse the constitution. That's why tunaenda kwa streets. Hatuendi kwa streets ati jua venye wamefollow constitution. They have fucking abused the constitution. They don't follow the constitution. We don't. Hata sisi now we have to start abusing the constitution, because we follow the rules, we die. Sahi tunafaa kukufa meaningful deaths, not just like the other time tunakufa then tunarudi then wanaendelea kutufaka. Sahi wase manze wasitufanyie gimmicks, wasitufanyie shit. Sahi sasa ni tumalize kufinish kumalo history yote mara moja once, tutoke kwa streets atuendi home. Na nilishindi nikiwaambia Kenya iko understaffed kwa police. hakuna venye polisi wa Kenya wanaweza handle 1 week of full protests. Watakuwa exhausted. Kenya iko na polisi kidogo sana, 150,000 police force. Hao ndo wase wako Kenya, polisi wako Kenya pekee. Ndio maana unaonanga wanaendanga after some few hours wanaanza kushoot wase. Juu wanajua mmewaweza. Saa hii tukae kwa streets 1 week, hata siambiangi wase mkae for very long. Kenya tuko very understaffed. Police wako very understaffed. Tukae tu 1 week tumemaliza hii story. Say wanakuwa exhausted. Story inaisha. Hatuendi home. Tunakaa huko. Juu sasa say wana abuse. Hebu niambie sasa Morara anaabductiwa. Unaona ule jamaa mwingine wanamshika wanamsodomize. Wale wase wengine walikuwa wameshikwa kina Njagi. Wanashika Jimmy Wanjigi, wanashika sijui nani. Wameshika Paulo Kimani, wameshika hakuna mse tunashinaga hapa free. Hawata hii waacha kuabduct wase. Wakiona mse anajaribu kufanya kitu inasaidia the other people anashikwa. This is the time now. We have to finish this. To finish tomorrow. Tutoke kwa streets na tusiende home. We don't back down. Mkitaka support iko. Tutatuma do, wase watatuma do, wase watasaidiana na everything we can. Kitu kiback down venye kunaenda. Wale watu unachikia kwanza hiyo story ya watu hiyo nioma. Hiyo story ya watu hata haikuenda venye ilikuwa inafaa iende. Wase hakutokea kwa streets manze. Hiyo ni kitu ilikuwa this na nimewaambia now we don't have to follow the book. We don't have to follow this fucking constitution. They are using the fucking constitution against us. They don't follow the constitution, but we have to follow. They kill us. Sasa itakuwa eye for an eye. Imefika every day fuck you. Hii story inafaisha once and for all. Hatutashinda hapa tukifanya ujinga. Hizo lot of cocktails. Polisi sasa tuanze kupigana vita. Mlicheki Bangladesh, mnacheki Brazil venye wanafanyanga Argentina. Because this police force kila mahali wako rogue. Hawa sasa unaonanga France venye wanafanya. UK wanachoma city mzima, unapata wazao wamechoma Nairobi yote. Juza hasa hawa sasa wametuzoea. Layer zote zilistall, project ziko zinaendelea. Hakuna kitu tuko nayo. CDF inatolewa juu. Unajua hawa MP hata wao uvae because of hiyo CDF ndo wanakulanga, hiyo ni pesa yao ya kukula. Ulisikia walikuja kutuambia aje hata hii CDF itoke lazima utairudisha because hiyo ni pesa yao, wanajua hiyo ni pesa yao. Unacheki pesa wanalipo, msera alipo 700k. Dokia analipo 100k. So guys, manze, nataka kuwapea hope manze. There is hope. Hatujashindwa, si ati tumeshindwa. Msifikirie ati tumeshindwa ati juu the previous one haikuenda veje tulienda. Hii sasa ndo itakuwa sasa, hii sasa ndo watatambua sisi ni nani. Sasa sasa tutaacha kufollow the book. They are not following the book. Walitudanganya tutafollow the book. Tutashika polisi wenye waliua kina Rex. Hakuna hata mmoja hivi aipoa sijui EACC sijui nini. Hakuna body imewahi kuja ikasema ndo hii police report na ndo hawa wenye walikuja kutuambia ati polisi yote hajavaa uniform si polisi.
Morio, hebu maliza nataka ni drop ni wapatie direction to move out hapa haraka. Hebu malizia.
Okay, shukran wase, tutokee to finish tomorrow ni hivyo.
Haya.
Na Mungu atulinde manze,
Okay,
kila
okay.
siku. Mungu nguvu yetu.
Sawa sawa. So niko na Toria Afro alafu mimi. Toria, hebu tupatie tu mawaidha kidogo. Unajua nilikuwa nimetulia kiasi bwana, nimedoze late sana, so nimeamka, nataka tuone venye tuna move in swiftly haraka haraka.
Okay, me, I don't have much to say, only to say today is the day we've been waiting for so much, and we need to go to the streets. Let's make it a memorable day. Let's make it our independent day, because we've not yet gained the independence. And please be your brother's keeper. Usikubali brother yako ama dada yako abebwe ukiona polisi yoyote hajavaa uniform, huyo ni mwizi definitely. Ukiona gari yoyote yenye haina number plates, those are goons. So we deal with them cacophoniously. The way they come, we deal with them perpendicularly. All the best na Jaja atuongoze in this fight. I know we're gonna win. #free Morara. We're not going to relent unless Morara is freed, and also justice for Bruce. Thanks KOT for the space, and Afro.
Haya, sawa sawa. Afro?
Thanks guys for injecting all night. Everyone who has been up all night, those who have been entering the space and have shared their thoughts on the gross injustices which are happening in our country, in Kenya. I just want to tell everyone who is neutral, sitting on the fence, who thinks that Ruto will just drop dead and die. I've been seeing tweets saying